Okay, okay. My, okay. And then, okay.
This meeting will come to order. Certification of compliance with open meetings law. Can someone check the door? Make sure it's locked.
Yep.
Okay. Roll call.
Com,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Ratzett,
Here.
May is here, and Attorney Larson.
Here. Approval of minutes from December 8th and 23rd,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for December 8th and the 23rd.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from December 8th and 23rd meeting. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Reports. Treasury report.
Treasurer's report. I give everybody a copy of this. The general fund has $23,449.25. Tax account has $1,479,928.13. LGIP has $72,296.57. Airport has $34,340.58. The LGIP EMS account has $2.62. And the LGIP airport has 55 cents in it. For checks that were written, we have advance disposal for $7,530.96. That was an electronic transfer. We Energies for the lights, or street lights, excuse me, was $54.81. Northwest Services for snow plowing was $13,787.50. James Mall and Tax Pets program, that was a program we used for collecting taxes, is $350. CenturyLink for the phone was $133.83. We Energies for the building was $367.41. Jefferson County Clerk for election software was $190.50. Jefferson County Clerk for election poll books, which they had printed because I'm not certified, was $469.30. Jefferson County Duplicating Office, that's misprinted, there should be a D on there. For the tax letter inserts was $60. Larry Caw's salary, $369.40. William May salary, $1,154.37. And William May for $784.15, and that was for the postage, and we had to buy a couple ink cartridges.
I'll move to approve the treasurer's report.
Second it.
It's moved and seconded to approve the treasurer's report. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Emergency management plan.
Well, I have the plan completed minus a few addendums that will come in. Those are letters of memorandum stating that the vendors that we will be using will not charge any more during an emergency than they would be charging the day before the event occurred. And that was what what Donna Hogan suggested that we have done. So I guess when we get into the body of it, on page 10, And these, these numbers are not out of order, but there are pages missing because I used a kind of a plan and went through it, and I didn't change the numbers when I printed. But on page 10, it lists our vendors as we have them right now. It's advanced disposal for dumpsters, for hazardous waste, for transport semi-trailers for recyclable white goods, Jekyll Brothers Heavy Equipment, Ken Kennard Road Work, Mike Vant Tree Removal, and Biggs Landscaping for cleanup work. And I don't have the 24-hour numbers next to those, and I will get them so that they can be inserted. One thing that we're gonna have to deal with is having an impervious surface to put a dumpster on for hazardous waste, and that would basically be air conditioners that have Freon in them. And Advanced is able to supply them to us, but we have to have an impervious surface to set them on. And the county is struggling with this too, they still don't have a site. So my thought was that, depending on the size of any kind of disaster the town might experience, we could simply use the parking lot here at the town hall and set a dumpster there. We're pretty much centrally located in the town. And then, it would be up to whoever's hauling for us, doing the trucking, whether it's Jekyll or whether it's Ken or who it is, to get them over to the dumpster, I think. So those were the things that, and the other thing we could begin to do is ask ourselves and look around for organizations that we think might be willing to be volunteer groups in case of emergency. I've contacted the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and I can't think of who else, but they were on the list. It was primarily the Salvation Army and Red Cross that I got a good response from, so they're listed here. And if you think of anybody else, we can add it. When we get to the resolution, you'll see that it can be amended at any time, so basically this has a few more things than we did the last time, and if there's any questions about it, I can try to answer them, but it's pretty much what you see is what you get here. And Donna Holcomb at the county was very, very supportive of it, and gave me a couple little clues, which I did. This last page, the emergency support function, was a long thing, and she said that just to eliminate everything and just put the town chairman in charge of asking Jefferson County for specific items we might need. Now, don't try to deal with things like where do you get a generator and all that kind of thing. So that page has changed from when I passed it before. So, do you have any questions after you looked at the last one? I'm sure you pored over it. None? The first page here is basically what you do, the first thing you do, and it's got the phone numbers, and those are the ones that would be most likely to be called. The first one is obviously 911. So, the chairman is, and it does talk about only the town chairs authorized to speak to the media. Nobody else talks to the news. Whoever's assigned to the road committee is in charge of road clearing and closing. And all volunteers have to be listed and assigned to a supervisor or the chairman, and workman's comp must be paid for all listed volunteers. So, and if you don't do that, you have an insurance liability, plus you are not going to get to use them as matching funds if you do end up with a federally declared disaster for which you can get reimbursed. If they're listed and you've paid workman's comp, then you can list those people and the hours they put in as a match when you apply for funding.
We will be eligible for funds for
If it's a federally
cleanup,
declared disaster,
because we
yes.
have the plan.
Yep.
Once the plan is in
Exactly.
place, we'll be
Yep.
eligible.
Yep, exactly. So, that's all I have to say about this, and until we get to the resolution.
Fire department, Chief Falcon.
No report?
Okay. Airport, Don?
You want me to tell you now, or should I wait till you get down to the hangars, because that's mostly what we gotta talk about is the hangars and stuff.
You wanna just give us an update on the
Okay, well, Eddie and I were down there, did a walkthrough inspection this afternoon. There's a few minor repairs that have to be made, they should be done by the end of the week. Contractor said he's gonna pack up and pull out the end of the week, he'll be done with all the repairs and everything that has to be done. I'll start, if you approve the agreement, the lease agreement tonight, I'll start issuing leases tomorrow, printing them out, they're 8 pages long, and I gotta do 2 of each for each hangar. So it's gonna take a while to get these done. I'll get the leases made out, and as soon as the contractors are done and they pull out of there and everything's done, the only thing they won't approve is the landscaping. That can't be done till next spring, to see if the grass is gonna grow, so there will be a couple of things on the punch list that won't be taken care of.
We'll need insurance then in a week, their insurance,
Yeah,
is that when their
yeah,
insurance
yeah.
is up? Are you gonna call the
Yeah,
agent?
I will get a hold, before anybody goes in there, I'll, get the insurance company and get the insurance on it and everything else,
Okay, cause if
so,
they're gonna be
yeah,
done in a week,
yeah,
you need to get
yeah.
them in there.
I was just waiting for tonight to see if I get this approved, so.
Okay. Blue Spring Lake District,
Nothing.
building inspector, do you have anything?
Mhm.
Highway?
I don't have anything to report,
You wanna
but
introduce yourself?
I'm Melissa. I don't know if you know Ken Kennard. I'm his daughter, and I am here to get feedback on any
Roads.
concerns or comments about the snow removal or the roads.
Sheriff's report? You finished?
I don't have anything.
Correspondence?
Okay. First thing is, we have, the county is, last month we held our process for, John and Nancy Burton's rezoning. That meeting is gonna be held January 15th at the county office at the courthouse at 7 PM if anybody wants to go. And, I keep getting these letters from the Humane Society, and I'm just curious, maybe I should call and find out what's going on. They keep telling me we're getting checks, and there's never a check in here. This one's for $50.
Call them and tell them they forgot the check.
I don't know if that's, just to notify somebody that we got a check, or somebody paid them fees, I don't know what it's for, but I'll call and find out. This is from the Department of Transportation. We got our first installment of $20,946.52. That was paid into the account on January 5th.
Is that highway?
That's highway age, yes.
Highway age.
Yeah. And the Village of Palmyra sent us a 2014 check for $658.52, and that was for the land, the taxes on the property that they fall back. I think they pay us for another year or two.
Yeah, it's a rebate on the property taxes,
Right.
and
The
annexed land.
annexation.
Yeah. So we have that check for 2015. That's all I have.
Old business, discussion and action on second reading of the airport commission ordinance.
I will make a motion to accept the airport operation ordinance that was read on December 23rd, as was read. And Mr. Larson, does that have to be read again a second time, or is one time sufficient?
Are there any changes to it? It's
No.
just the same? No, no additional readings which are necessary.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the airport commission ordinance. Any more discussion?
The only thing I'd like to add is some of the stuff that's in here is put in place for in the future. It's not like an industrial park area. There is nothing like that now, but it could happen in the future. It's just something that's in here. Other than that, this was a state written ordinance. There were very few changes. They had in the statute, in that thing they sent me, it said the commission was a group of 3 persons. I changed it to 3 or more, and I think we should have more. Because it'll make everything easier to operate, especially when you got some pilots on there and they're liable to run into each other. You don't wanna walk in quorum just because they ran into each other.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept it. All in favor?
Aye.
For the airport commission ordinance? Aye. Opposed? No. Discussion and action for the Johnson Block contract for the audit. Did you have the addendum you put on that?
I talked with Jan about the addendum that I had asked for. She wasn't comfortable with it. We had quite a long conversation about it. Her concern was that she might have to speak with a professional person to get an opinion, and she didn't want to be limited. She advised me via email that she would, we have an understanding that she will not talk to members of the public about the airport, the town
The audit?
audit until it's completed, and at that time, they can get a copy from the town clerk through an open records request, or it's even made public. So, at any rate, I'm comfortable with the fact that she understands what we want, and you have an email from her. I thought I forwarded it to Bill.
I have the contractor, yeah.
Do you have the copy of the email that she sent me?
Yes,
Yeah, okay. Then I think we're good to go, as far as I'm concerned.
as it was written here in the original contract.
As she emailed me back saying she understood my concerns and she
Right.
concurred.
Right.
Yes, okay. So,
You wanna
based on that, I'm gonna move
move
that
to
we
engage them?
engage Johnson Block.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded that we engage Johnson Block to do our audit for this coming year, or it'll be the 2014.
It'll be the 2014 audit.
2014 books. All in favor?
Right.
Aye. Motion carried. New business, discussion and action, adopting resolution 15-1, Town of Palmyra Emergency Management Plan.
Do I need to read this? It's one page. You got a copy?
Is that something that's been
No,
circulated?
not before.
I think.
Okay, whereas the United States Congress passed the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000, DMA-PK, which requires that a local unit of government must have an approved all-hazard mitigation plan before it can receive federal grant monies from the Federal Energy Management Agency for pre-disaster mitigation projects, and whereas the Palmyra Town Board makes the following findings. 1, natural disasters do pose a tangible threat to residents and property. 2, undertaking hazard mitigation actions before disasters occur will reduce the potential for harm to residents and property and save taxpayer dollars. 3, preparation of this plan is in the public interest. 4, this plan is intended to serve as a general strategy and may be amended from time to time. 5, nothing in this plan obligates the town of Palmyra to undertake any of the recommended activities and/or projects. Now therefore be it resolved, the attached all-hazard mitigation plan is adopted and may be amended in the future, and be it further resolved, the Palmyra Town Clerk is directed to send a signed copy of this resolution at his earliest convenience to Donna Hogan, Emergency Management Director, at the following address, Jefferson County Courthouse, Emergency Management Office, 320 South Main Street, Jefferson, Wisconsin, and be it further resolved, the Palmyra Town Board authorizes the Palmyra Town Clerk to make non-substantive revisions to the plan as may be required to comply with the requirements of Wisconsin Emergency Management and/or the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Should the clerk make any such authorized change, she shall notify the Palmyra Town Board of such change at his earliest convenience. And be it further resolved, the Palmyra Town Board understands that it must, within 5 years of passage of this resolution, review the adopted plan and amend it as may be necessary, and submit it to Wisconsin Emergency Management and the Federal Emergency Management Agency for recertification. It will be adopted this 12th day of January 2015, and I believe Larry and Bill need to sign it if you decide to adopt it. So, since it was my resolution, I'll make a motion that we adopt the resolution.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt resolution 15-1, Town of Palmyra Emergency Management Plan. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Discussion and possible action to appoint an airport commission. had, interest in appointing an airport commission. We've had 7 or more applicants, and, we've had suggestions from the electorate to have a 5-man commission rather than a 3-man, and that seems to be something that would make the most sense, because it gives the commissioners more latitude to have meetings and that without having a problem with open meeting law violations and things of that nature. So I'd like some recommendations from the supervisors.
First of all, I would like to propose that we name 2 of the supervisors to a 4-year term, and 2 of the supervisors to a 2-year term, to become a 4-year term at the end of the first 2 years, so that they're staggered, and that the 5th member be a member of the town board.
Would you repeat the, what, two
2 4-year terms.
4 years? Okay.
2 2-year, which become 4-year terms at the end of 2 years. So everybody will be on a 4-year term, but it'll be staggered.
So if they have a 2-year and it turns to 4, that's 6.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
it would,
right.
but
All right,
So that every 2 years you would have.
right.
rather than have the whole commission turn over at one time.
Seems to be.
Well, I talked with Don Egan, and I feel Don Egan should be one of the supervisors, or one of the members of the commission. And working with him and David Dunn, I would also recommend David Dunn. And the other person we were talking with was John Mitchell. And I would recommend those 3 men. They're the 3 I know, and they've shown a lot of interest in getting this commission set up and working toward continuing to have the airport run smoothly and prosper.
Well, I'm going to suggest Eddie as the member from the town board. He's worked closely with Don at the airport. I think he understands pretty much what's going on at the airport, and I know he has the best interest of the town and the airport at heart, so I want to suggest Eddie for the 4th member, or the member from the town board.
One more.
Well, after I read all of the my stack here, but when I read the resumes that were forwarded to me, I thought, you know, that we have several qualified people, for sure, but, it's stuck here someplace. So I was going to recommend, actually, David Hefton as the 5th member, if you want a recommendation from me. I think they should weigh in on this too.
I just looked at his resume, I thought it looked all right to me, I don't know him, I've never met the man. I had no problem with him though.
Okay, well, based on these recommendations, I will appoint Don Egan, Dave Hofgen, Dave Dunn, Ed Miller, and John Mitchell as 5 members of the airport commission, and their commission will take effect after it is posted by the clerk.
Hours after it's posted.
24 hours after it's posted. They'll take effect.
Do we know who's gonna be the 2-year players?
We let the commission do that from there.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We'll let the commissioners, they can appoint their own officers and they can, whoever wants to do that.
Okay.
Do we need a motion for the appointment?
Yes. I move to make a motion to pass the,
For the appointment?
approve the appointments that Larry has just named.
I'll second it.
been moved and seconded to appoint Don Hagan, Dave Hofchen, Dave Dunn, Ed Miller, and John Mitchell to the Elmira Airport Commission. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Discussion and action of leases for the T-hangars.
Okay, I got the leases done, well, I got the leases ready, that we printed up. I've started contacting some of the people that are interested in leasing them to come out and take a look at the lease and also look at the hangars and to get them signed. So we're ready to go. They're supposed to finish them up this week, and after the contractor moves out and everything is completed, we can rent them out and move in. So we'll be renting them out probably right around the 1st of February, would be my guess.
And these leases will expire at the end of June, and then we can rewrite them as.
Yeah, then the leases will run from February to June, and then in June, when all the other hangar leases come due, that's when these will also be renewed for a term of probably 3 years. That way, everything comes due at one time, it isn't a little bit now, a little bit then, you know, whatever. So,
It looks to me like you had some good professional advice on writing the lease. And I'm certainly no attorney, but it certainly looks like everything's been covered in here.
The only thing I don't see is raising the rate at any point. Should we have something in there about
It
that?
should be, the old leases are raised every even
Yeah.
year.
Well, this one, actually, I think somewhere in there it states something about, when the lease is renegotiated, that's whenever they can be raised.
yeah, and this is only a
Annually.
3-year lease,
Yeah,
Okay,
Right.
and it can be negotiated in 3 years.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and then annually thereafter, I think it's the way it's worded, but I'm not positive.
I know the old leases, the rent could be raised on the even years,
Yeah,
3%, I think, is it?
I haven't reviewed the lease, is it renewable on a 3-year term, or is it renewable?
3-year term.
Okay, so
Yeah.
each
3 years.
renewal
So then
is
if
3 years.
we wanna raise the lease for the rent, we can do it when the lease is negotiated.
Yeah. I like the idea of having them all come due at the same time. Because they have to do these for the city of Watertown, and they had them come due at all different points in time. Felt like it was a never-ending process.
And Tom did look it over.
So do you need a motion to approve the lease? Is that what you want?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the airport hangar rental agreement.
I would say that the term of the agreement is not renewed for an additional 3-year term, it's just renewed for an additional
Exactly.
1-year term.
Yeah, it's annually
Yeah.
up to 3, I think is the way it's
Yeah.
worded.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom did read it.
Okay.
You wanna
wait for my
you
opinion?
wanna stand up?
No, that's okay.
Then I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the hangar lease agreements for the new T hangars. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Public comment? Steve Sorge?
Here. I had some questions on the ordinance, but it looks like you passed it. I guess the only question I have is, effectivity date is when?
24 hours after it's posted. So if he gets it posted first thing tomorrow morning, it's in effect Wednesday morning.
All right, so I had about 20 questions that I had submitted to the board ahead of time. And probably more appropriate just to take those up with the airport commission when they meet.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
That's it?
Kathy Olson.
I just wanted to state that, when I was appointed clerk in 1980, the town had an airport commission. And the commission worked well for a long time, and I believe this is a good decision this board has made, and appointed good members to the commission, and I expect it to work very well again. And thank you who have agreed to serve as commissioners.
Yes, would also like to thank the people that have sent in resumes and have agreed to serve, because I know it takes extra time, and sometimes it'll take more time than you have, but I expect, that everyone will do a very good job, and I really want to thank these people for stepping forward to do this.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Meeting adjourned.